think so.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing, like just researching all the hormones that the human body has, but the minute that one of them is out of balance, what it can do to your body. Like it's just it's pretty incredible. Hormones, ugh. I thought it was really interesting with doing research how little I actually learned in school, and it brought up this kind of another funny story. But do you remember, or did you? Because I went to elementary school in Nebraska and in Virginia, and because my dad was in the military, so I was in like 5th grade in Virginia. And I remember all the girls taken out of class to go to the library to watch the video, right? The video that talks about your period, and I guess it was kind of like the sex ed video.
Right.
And I was thinking about it because I was like, I remember getting taken out of class and thinking, this is so stupid that all the girls have to go, because immediately right then you're separating girls and boys, right? And the difference, because now you have 11, 12-year-old kids that are starting to learn the difference. And I remember going to the library, but I don't even remember watching the video. I remember my girlfriend and I just kind of like giggling and laughing and writing notes and doing whatever. And so when I was researching estrogen and hormones and stuff, I will be the first to admit that I didn't know that females, when they're born, are born with a finite amount of eggs, and it could be from 1 million to 2 million. And once they're gone, that's why you're in menopause. And whereas men, they're constantly, producing semen until they're really old, and then their testosterone is not is also low, so then they're no longer producing semen, but they can produce semen up until their 70s. And some men probably into their 80s, but whereas women, once our eggs are gone, they're gone.
Right.
I didn't know that until a few years ago, and I was like, what?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
it's in utero. Like our eggs are developed in utero, like while we're still in our mom's womb. And so as we age, like I think with each decade, the quality of the eggs diminishes too, which is why when you're older, you're at higher risk. If you're an older pregnant female, you're at higher risk for complications, developmental complications with your fetus. But yeah, isn't that bizarre? Like
So bizarre.
we're born with what we're gonna have for the rest of our life.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it makes sense that if you start your period early, if there's a finite amount of eggs, it makes sense that you would start menopause early.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't done any research on like the evolution of that, but it is fascinating that we are only able to procreate up until, early mid for some women, I guess late 40s, but like why? Like what is the reason for that,
Because we are too damn tired to chase toddlers when we're 50 years old.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it from a biological standpoint, it makes total sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But what about men? Like why aren't men in the same boat? Like they can procreate until they die if they want to.
I know, but I think again, if we look at it from, and this is just my opinion, but from the research that I did, this is just my opinion, but it kind of makes sense from, just human beings as, let's just call us animals or whatever. Women, like if what pregnancy and giving birth does to our bodies, I mean, if we would die if we were still having children at 60. I mean, it's And so I think, if we look back in not today's time, but let's even 100 years ago,
Mhm.
women having like 8 or 9 children, 10 children from their 20s to the 30s, they're probably like, thank God I'm going into
Right.
menopause.
Right.
Because I think
Apple
it's
quiver.
2024 is literally the first year throughout history that women even have it somewhat good, is what it feels like. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. Ooh, I came as you said
Mhm.
animals, and that reminded me, Danielle, that
Mhm.
I did hear on one of the I think one of the, links that you sent, um, a doctor say that we are the only mammals or animal I think she said animals, but I think I don't maybe she said mammals, I can't remember, but we're the only ones, and there are 2 other species that go through menopause. So
Oh,
it's female, female humans and whales. There was one species of whales that go through menopause, and now
Well,
they
I'll be damned.
and now giraffes. There's one particular species of she
giraffes?
said, I think it's
What?
giraffes, and no other species goes through menopause. Isn't that fascinating?
Wow. Um, what's fascinating though is the animals closest to us are
Mm.
wait, is it it's not it's
Primates?
Primate.
gorillas, right?
I think it's
I think
primate,
it's
yeah.
actually gorillas.
Okay.
And so, or is a female gorilla is an ape. I
Mhm.
this I'm not a scientist at all. um, but it
That
seems
sex
like
ed video wasn't the only one you slept through?
but if they're closest to us, I'm surprised that they don't go. They
I
don't have
know.
menopause.
Yeah, I haven't, like,
It
dug
must
into
be
that little factoid, but I thought it was fascinating
yeah.
that this